Hello everyone, welcome to another session of Cambridge Exams 2024 Frequently Asked Questions. This is part 2. So before we begin, let me introduce myself. I'm Anna Nadal, I'm a teacher of oral skills and I'm also a pronunciation coach. I was a former examiner for Cambridge exams, both in Buenos Aires, in the Buenos Aires Open Center, and also later on for the University of Girona in Catalonia. So I was an examiner for more than 10 years, and I can tell you I'm an expert on this field. I have been coaching students all around the world about exam techniques, about Cambridge in particular, B2 first, C1 advanced, and then I was oral examiner for those levels and also for young learners and also for IELTS, right? And now there's a new exam in Cambridge also, which is the Lingua Skill, that is highly recommended for people who need an accreditation, a piece of paper saying what level you have for your job. Many people take this exam. Remember this name, Lingua Skill, right? It's a very easy exam. And we will talk about this in another session. So let's jump on the first question. So what are the benefits of this new digital exam? So let me tell you. So digital, it's because Cambridge has shifted from the computer-based exams that were called till now into this new and improved version of online exams or digital exams called Cambridge Digital, all right? Now, all this comes with lots of advantages. Lots of advantages for people who were waiting for these changes to be made, right? And Cambridge listens very attentively to all the students who year after year sit for their exams and asks people to give feedback upon their experience on what it was like. So they have listened so well to all the students that now they turned and they produced this new type of exam which is called digital, all right? So this is new, and as from March 2024, that is in just 20 days, in all the schools that the official exam centers that have the paper-based exam will have this one, the digital exam, all right? So if you are preparing for this exam, remember, check upon their website, okay, where you are sitting for. For example, if you are in Catalonia, in Girona, there are several centers. You check upon the website of those centers to see when these exams are, okay, the digital. And we're going to talk about right now upon the benefits. This will take us longer than the other two questions, which are shorter. So probably 10 minutes, right? So if you don't have a tea, go and grab a tea, go and grab a cuppa, bring it here and say hello. Hello, Liliana Beatriz Pereira, you joined, thank you for your wave, right? Anyone else around there? Just say hello to me. Nice to meet you, nice to see you here, okay? So let me just sip a little bit. And there we go. So what are the benefits? To start with, the first and very important benefit is flexibility and availability. What do I mean by that? Flexibility. These exams, when you go, for example, to enroll yourself, or your teacher enrolls you for the exam, she can do so even with a very short notice. You know what that means, short notice? Con un periodo breve de antelación. That is to say that before, for the paper-based exams, you needed to enroll 2 months or 3 months before the exam. No longer the case. Now, even they say 2 to 3 days before the exam, but it depends on the examining center. So what I recommend you, for example, in Girona, is 10 days before the exam, the minimum margin, okay? It's better if you enroll, if you already know what you're going to sit for the exam, 1 month before. And we are talking of digital now, not of the paper-based. The paper-based is as usual. You need plenty of time to enroll. But for digital, just 1 week, 10 days before, and you will be in. You will be inside, you will be enrolling, right? So there's a lot of flexibility on dates for enrolling and also for receiving the results. Everything is speeding up with digital, so that's a very good news. Also the availability, they say, yeah? And we are still in the first point, availability, because there's more offer of digital exams. Now, for example, in Girona itself, if you can see, you can have 2-3 offers per month of the digital exam. What do they need to offer it? And this is very important. This digital version is now available for laptops, Macs, and PCs. I mean, so that gives plenty of scope for the different institutions to have material, to have the resources, right? Now, second benefit. So we spoke the first benefit, flexibility and availability. Second benefit, navigation tools. You know what navigation means? Suppose you have the exam on the screen, right? So navigation tools, we mean, for example, that you're going to click and pass on to the different questions, for example. So you have also, so the clicking, obviously a keyboard, because your writing will be done with a keyboard. What else? In the listening, very important, you're going to have headphones and you can adjust the volume. So you're going to adjust the volume for the listening, right? That's very good. Another thing, timer. You're going to have a timer at the top of the screen where you will be told, for example, you start your reading paper, right? So you have at the bottom, you have the different parts, okay? At the top you have the timer. So for that part, they will tell you how much time you have. And you can easily click on, and continue your exam. And also the timer, if you don't like to having the timer which is very discreet, I have to tell you, okay? If you don't like it, you just can switch it off, okay? You switch it off and you put it on again. So there are lots of little gadgets, little things that make your experience in an exam more enjoyable. And also you're more in control. That is another benefit that you have with this digital exam, okay? I can see another one has just joined in. Teresa Planaguma, is that you, Teresa? A former student of mine. Happy to see you around here. Okay, so let's continue. What other navigation tool we're talking about? Drag and drop. You have drag and drop menus. You know what that means, right? You can grab something, right? For example, a fill-in exercise, and you drop the correct sentence or the phrase that you need to put in different places. All right, so I told you that as regards navigation, this exam, these digital Cambridge exams are unbeatable, all right? So we have there from A2 level to C1, if I'm not mistaken, and we have the general certificates, right? A2, B1, B2 first, C1 advanced, in the general setting, that is for professionals, for example, or the version that is more for schools, that is for secondary schools mainly, right? And what is the difference between them? It's just the topics, okay? So they're not going to talk about work, for example, for schools. In the topics, they avoid topics that are for more mature people, okay? So I have dealt with the benefits, okay? Number one, flexibility and availability. The second one, the navigation tools. The third one comes now. So for the different parts of the exam, people were asking this question, yeah, but what is happening with the different parts? Are they different in the digital and the paper-based? No. That's not the difference, okay? You're going to prepare the same way you have usually prepared for a Cambridge exams, okay? Following the different course book, what your teacher gives you, etc. That doesn't change. What changes is your experience in the exam, in the digital exam. So paper-based, if you prefer to do it on paper, or digitally, are the same thing, okay? The contents are the same, the type of questions, the type of difficulty is the same, right? Now, other benefits. So I told you, for the listening part, you have headphones. Okay, for the writing, you have a word count. You know what that means? Que las palabras se cuentan automáticamente cuando tú escribes. That's remember me, your teacher, when you had to count every single word because that essay had to be 250 words? Imagine, this is, I mean, very relevant the more level you have. If you're going to sit for a B2 certificate, that is a B2 First Cambridge, and you will have to be counting the words, well, that is losing time, okay? You're going to lose a lot of time. So the good thing about this is that it's an automatic word count. The moment you start clicking and writing, there it starts, okay? Then the reading, that's another excellent gadget that I love in this digital reading part, is that you can highlight with a mouse, all right? You right click on a part and you can highlight it so that you can catch those keywords, key phrases that then you will have to cross-reference to different numbers, for example. And we used to do it with a normal highlighter. Now you can do it online. In the reading part, there you can highlight text and also make notes. You can make notes at the margin, all right? And that's another thing that people are asking online. Well, what about in the writing? Can I still take paper and pencil and do my writing apart from the... Yes, of course, you can still. You're going to be provided paper and pencil or pen at the facility. You can bring it also, but of course, the moment the exam is finished, everything is finished, so you have to leave on top of on your desk. You're going to leave the paper there and it will be destroyed, okay? So that's the only thing, but I don't see the point of really doing anything on paper if you go for digital, okay? Let's pass on to the speaking test, and we are still with question number 4, digital, what are the benefits? So I told you about the benefits of digital, but that doesn't apply to the speaking. Why not? Because speaking is still face to face. Yes. So suppose you go for your digital exam, okay? You sat at a very nice desk there with your laptop, you do the exam, and that's one day. Think that the speaking will be done on another day, that they will have to schedule that for you. It's the same with the EOI, les Escoles Oficials d'Idiomes, i Cambridge, tots fem lo mateix, okay? We all do the same thing because we don't have so much personnel, so much staff to do these things at the same time, okay? So You will need another day, and the speaking test, forget about digital, is face-to-face. So face-to-face means you and another candidate, or maybe two, okay? So in total, there could be 3 people sitting for the test, okay? A trio. But in general, it's 2 candidates and 2 examiners, okay? So 2 and 2. Speaking exam. So why Cambridge does it that way? Can't they have a speaking exam with the screen? Remember during COVID times we used to do these things? Why not? This is what they say. In this way, they're going to help you develop real communication skills. Real communication skills. What does that mean? That by being in face-to-face with a person, the things you can spontaneously say, not through a screen, but face-to-face, is real communication, because we use our hands, we use our expression, our facial expression, right? And let me tell you, before I forget, a student of mine sitting for B2 First was very nervous that day. And you know, you have this monologue in which you describe a photograph fully in detail for just 1 minute. This is B2, B2 level, but you just have 1 minute. This is part 2 of the exam, and you need to describe the picture. So she got nervous, and she was really fluent, okay? She was a top student, really fluent, but she got nervous and she started speeding up and saying many things. So before the minute had elapsed, she had finished saying everything, and there came this long pause from the examiner's side, because they were just checking that the minute had not gone through. And she got nervous. She said, should I say something more? She didn't need to, because her exam was an A, grade A. She was the best of the best. So, but these things can happen to you, and they're not going to interrupt you, okay? So don't be afraid there, but this is real communication. You may have pauses, you yourself may be nervous, and so don't do that. That's something you shouldn't do. Take your time to speak. The people are there, that you're going to show them how much you know, but relax as much as possible, okay? It has to be an enjoyable experience. Okay, so let's pass on to the next question. We're going to question number 5. Question number 5 is, digital, can I still do the paper-based? Sure you do. Sure, you can still do it like in old times. You sit there for 3.5 hours and you do all the parts, right? Sweeping through the different pages like that, 1, 2, 3. Okay, no problem with that. So you just have to check the official exam center in the province where you live, if it's Girona, Barcelona, Tarragona, anywhere, or here in Switzerland is the different canton. I live, for example, in Canton Vaud. In Canton Vaud, we have 5 different schools that are examining centers, right? At least 5. There are more, I think, right? But where I live in Lausanne, there are a couple of them, but you need to, enroll in advance, right? Except for the digital, that it's, as I said, there's more availability. Okay. So let's pass on to number 6, and we are finishing. Okay, this is great. What happens if I fail? Okay, question number 6, because I'm recording this. What happens if I fail? This was the question, and can I retake part of the exam? Okay, I must tell you that Cambridge exams are for life. Okay, it's a certificate that Cambridge gives you, that is for life. So you have attained this level, all right, and you have a B2 first certificate, and you will have it for good, for life. But you cannot retake any part of the exam. If you fail, for example, a part of the test, you cannot retake it. What do I mean by fail? First, you have to understand the grades. What are the grades in Cambridge? All right? Passing mark is a C. C, B, and A. From C to B to A. A being the tops, C being the bottom. Okay? And we say that an exam is an aggregate of the marks. Okay? So that gives a kind of idea if the person is successful or not. So just retaking an exam, leave that for secondary school, not for Cambridge. Okay? So that's why it's good to train yourself. And let's pass on to the last minute of this talk. There are no more people waving there, so you will see probably the video on YouTube. But let me just finish up by saying that the most important thing for success is preparation, right? You cannot leave anything to the last minute. Everything is preparing yourself for that day, all right? So training can take 180 hours by the clock, right? Now, if you have the level, suppose you have a B2 level of an Escolas Oficiales de Idiomas o las Escuelas Oficiales de Idiomas de España. Yo tengo un B2. Ana, ¿me puedo presentar a un B2 first, B2 first de Cambridge? Sí, claro que te puedes presentar. But you need training for the exam, all right? Because exams are different. Cambridge from EOI. They have the same kind of dynamics, but they are different, and you need to time yourself and train for the different parts of the exam. All right? So, if you have more questions, they will be answered in the next last session, which will be, today is the 8th of February, 15th February. So, any questions you have, please leave comments, right? And all the links for Cambridge, I will leave them here, right below. And also, if you want to have a 15 free video call with me to see whether you're interested in any of my courses, if I can help you in any way, grab the chance, schedule this 15-minute free call with me there down. I'm going to leave you the link for my calendar, and I would love to see you there. And last but not least, if you register for my community of Cambridge enthusiasts and people who would like to further their speaking skills and with pronunciation, register in my newsletter, and I will send you once every 15 days important tips for you to further your speaking skills. All right? So sign up for my newsletter down here, and thank you very much for joining. So have a great day and the most wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.